Hi, Joy Baldridge, coming to you from the House of Glad. Are you in the Glad House? Is that where your permanent residence is? I would love for you to join me there. It really is the best place to be. Remember, you will visit each of the houses throughout your day, and things will happen that will make you mad, sad, scared, and glad. But whatever it is, the goal is to get back to glad and make that your permanent resident. And you do that by paying your rent every day. So which house do you want to live in most? Is it time to move to the House of Glad? Then paying your rent is dealing with and understanding the importance of rest, exercise, nutrition, and thoughts. Rest can be done with the 446. It's a slight rest break when you take a deep breath. You can take one now, hold it, and exhale. And you can actually use the 446 as code. When you're having a really stressful day, you can just say to yourself, I think I need a 446. And if you're taking this session with someone else, or even better yet, you go back to your office and you share some of this information with others, you can say, you know what, I think we need a 446. It helps you to be more rested. Another way to help you to be more rested is to rejuvenate the pigment in your eye, which is called visual purple, also known as rhodopsin. Visual purple is a pigment in your eye, and it breaks down in bright light, and it's restored in total darkness. But we're never in a totally dark environment, and so we never feel like we're fully rested, which puts us in a bad house. And so how do you get fully rested? Well, if you cover your eyes and relax and breathe a couple of times a day, the way that the rhodopsin, the visual purple, is rejuvenated is in total darkness. You can get an eye shield and put that on when you sleep. You can look for light sources where you sleep, because the darker the environment, the easier it is to feel more rested by restoring the visual purple. We call it taking a purple break. So you may want to take a purple break to help you live in the House of Glad, be more rested. Because I know when I don't have rest, I end up in the wrong house. I don't know about you, but that happens to me. Exercise is key. Just move, you know, you can move your hands right now and wave them in the hair like you don't care. I call that exercise. Just move. Nutrition, a protein and a fruit is a good combination for nutrition. And the portions, of course, you want to watch. And sugar is evil and broccoli is good. So remember that broccoli is good and sugar is evil. It's not that hard to do. I said I was giving up sugar for Lent. No more cookies, candy, or cake for me. I said, what are you going to give up that you really, really love? He said, I really, really love church. I said, you're giving up church for Lent? It was kind of funny. But watch what you eat and really make a decision as to what you're grabbing. And that brings us to thoughts, because thoughts helps you to make the decisions. And according to Dr. Jonas McElharney, emergency room physician in Raleigh, North Carolina, he said that thoughts is the most important part of the rent concept. He said, because your thoughts drive everything. Your thoughts drive everything. So let's do a pop quiz. You got to pay your rent every day. Rent stands for what? You can put it in the chat box. Rest, exercise, nutrition, and thoughts. Absolutely. And your thoughts drive everything. You also have to watch your ogive. Ogive is a cumulative frequency curve, and it actually controls the ups and downs of your day. You have positive ogive, which ascends one to another, and negative ogive, which descends one to another. So let me give you an example. Positive ogive is when you're early for work, you're feeling great, you're ahead of schedule, boom, 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 you're feeling great, you're on top of the world. Have you had situations where good upon good upon good happens? Then you get elated, and that's positive ogive. But sadly, there's negative ogive. And negative ogive is the reverse, where you're late for work, you're behind schedule, you're feeling terrible, and negative ogive, down, down, down. You get stuck in the quicksand of negativity because so many negative situations are occurring in your day. But if you acknowledge it, you can release it. If you realize that being down, down, down all the time can make you very depressed, and some people are hospitalized for this depression, but if you're always, always up, sometimes you're hospitalized too because you're just crazy. So you have to stay above the line. That's the trick. And if you have negative ogive, acknowledge it. Like, ooh, this happened and I didn't like it. That releases it. If you ignore it, it never goes away. Anything that you ignore, it gets worse, doesn't it? So acknowledge to release. And that's according to Dr. Albert Ellis, who is the father of rational thinking. He has some great books out. One of his books is called How to Stop People from Pushing Your Buttons and Not Being Upset About Anything. check out Albert Ellis's books. He also said if you detect it, you can deflect it. So if you're detecting that you're seeping into negative ogive or that bad things are happening in your day and accumulating, you say, wait, what's happening here? Oh, this, and this. You can graph it, take it out of here, put it in here, and then it makes it a lot easier to deal with. So detect and deflect, acknowledge to release, and you'll be in positive ogive. No negative ogive allowed. You want to ride the wave to positivity. Positive ogive as opposed to the cave of negative ogive. Avoid that at all costs, because misery does not like company. Misery likes miserable company so they can commiserate, according to Dr. John Rosen of the University of Miami. So to be positive and to really be the inspiration, the goal is to use some of these useful ideas in these 5 Minute of Joy segments, but also through any of the learning that you've achieved at this conference, and to be your very best self and to conquer the stress. It's really essential that you want to live in the house of glad, watch your ogive, pay your rent every day. 4-4-6 breathing can always help, and be flexible and adaptable like Bob.